pre-season, obviously back the 10 games for you last year. Has Simo discussed your role and what it's going to look like this year?
Yeah, we've obviously got a pretty young side compared to last year. A few of the older guys moved on, so for me personally, still probably similar. Backline role, really helping the young guys develop, and I'm pushing for round one, as everyone is. So you start to get pretty used to this time of year as an older bloke, and there's only 22 spots for round one. So we've got really good depth, especially in the back line. So it's exciting for us, and for me, it's just trying to push myself and push everyone else along the way.
With that depth in the back line, are you finding it harder to try and push for a spot? Are you finding it more competitive now than it might have been a couple of years ago?
No, it's actually, I think, better for myself, better for the team that we've got that really good depth. That, probably a couple of years ago we had a really steady back line with, especially 15, we probably didn't have a lot of guys that could come in, but we've got 3, 4, 5 blokes vying for that last couple of spots, which is terrific for us as a team, but motivates me as well personally.
Where do you see yourself fitting in? What sort of role are you going to be playing? Is it that sort of the mid to tall, or what's it going to be for you?
I think throughout my career I've always been pretty versatile. I've told Simo that I can play forward if he needs me, but generally tall or small back, match up on variety of opponents, and see how we go. I think the way the game's going, you very rarely get matched up on someone for a whole game. So for me personally, just be versatile, be ready for playing high or deep.
You're up and down from the waffle last year. Why did you put that down so you sort of couldn't get your consistent footy going last year?
Yeah, well, it came down to that. I mean, consistency, and it's every year's a long race, and for me personally, I just probably couldn't string those games together like I have been in the past. So it's a really big challenge for me personally to be able to find that consistency and really get the little things right. That's what I'll be focusing on.
I think you had a couple of years left in your contract, is that right, or 1 year?
Yeah, I'll be here for a little bit. The hairline's starting to recede a little bit, so I should be lasting here longer. But there's a couple of other boys with their hairlines in trouble as well. Dommy Sheed, he's a young guy, and I'm a bit worried about him. So.
Shannon Hearn's got no chance.
Yeah, well, Shannon's been in trouble since he was about 19 years old. When I first got to the club, I thought he was 35.
Will, just in terms of your role and trying to get that consistency and versatility, have you had to change anything in the way you go about it? Is it different matchups or something?
I guess probably going back a couple of years, I had to put on a few kilos to play on those bigger guys, whereas this season I've probably lost a few to be able to match up on a little smaller guys while being able to play on the big fellas as well. So, like I said, matchups are probably a thing of the past, and you need to be able to match up on, look at Sydney round one, you've got to be able to match up on Buddy Franklin, as well as, the Papleys and those sort of guys. You just got to be able to do it all. So just getting your body and your mindset ready to do different things, that's probably, more the modern footballer these days.
One of your other emerging defenders, Tommy Barris, he rocked up yesterday with a wrist guard on, and today he's out there training. Apparently it's a protective measure. What's that with Tommy?
I could tell you that he's a very keen 10-pin bowler, and he's just looking after his bowling hand, but he's had that for 6-7 weeks, and it's just when he's not training, he has that on just to look after his wrist to, get it stabilised during the week. But game day, it's fine.
So he's had some issues in the past, has he? Just try and manage it.
Look, every player in the AFL probably, no one's at 100%, but Tommy's, really good game day. I think he was probably one of, if not our best player on the weekend. So you can see what he does. Match day, the wrist is completely fine.
Do you think Gav will be back this weekend, and do you think this is going to be sort of the 22 that's sort of auditioning for round one playing against Freo?
Yeah, I mean, as you get closer to round one, you start to see a lot of the stronger sides get rolled out. So, we obviously had a pretty young side on the weekend, and we've got some blokes to come back in. But, I think the young guys did really well against Freo, and it was good to get that hit out. And we obviously got them again this week. So, certainly get pretty used to playing on the Freo lads. But, I think we'll get a few blokes back, which will be good, and, get some time in the legs.
How confident are you guys just with Nick? I mean, there's so much talk about where he's at with his knee and stuff like that. How confident are you guys that he'll be able to come back this year and have an impact?
Yeah, look, we're really confident he's going to have an impact this year. There's obviously a lot of hype and a lot of talk about when that's going to be. But, for us, Nick's no different to any player on our list. So he's starting to train really well, and the rehab's going well. And when he's ready, he'll play. I know that the public is, pretty infatuated with Big Nick, and so are we as players. But yeah, it's more or less when he's ready to go, he'll go. And yeah, I mean, he's starting to look really good on the track, so it's exciting.
What about Kennedy? How's he going?
Yeah, JK's the same boat as Nick. He's back with the group training now. He's obviously had that surgery earlier on after Chrissy, so he's starting to look good. And when he's right to go, he'll get out there. But we've been really lucky. We've got great depth. Fraser McGuinness has been playing a variety of roles. He can play in the ruck, play forward, and we've got a couple of good draftees in this year as well.
Will, do you reckon it's almost as much a mental thing for Nick now as a physical thing? Obviously, the knee's been 18 months, but to just release those shackles and actually have a full crack out there, is it more a mental aspect for Nick, you think?
Yeah, I mean, footy in general is pretty mental these days. Again, I don't want to just talk in the generalities, but Nick's just like any other player coming through rehab, you've got to get yourself mentally right, but physically it's a battle as well. He's a big guy, and to have a lower limb injury, being such a big fella, it takes time. So he's a very mentally strong young man, Nick, and there won't be any questions about his mental side of the game. And once he's physically right, it'll be good to go.
Have you spoken to Nathan Barty today? Or?
I haven't seen Nath today, but it was obviously disappointing to cop an injury at this time of the year for anyone. I think he's getting more scans done today in terms of how long he's going to be out, but just probably disappointed for him personally. He's probably been our top 3 or so players this pre-season in terms of what he's put out on the track, so disappointing for him personally, but he'll be right. He'll get into rehab and he'll be back when he can.
Did Scotty Lycett carry the load round 1 then?
Yeah, definitely. Scotty had an interrupted year last year, and disappointing. I'm sure he'd say that he couldn't get out of the park. So touch wood, but I'm sure he's happy that he's fit and healthy and in a position to really take over the reins at ruck.
You mentioned Fraser as a pinch hitter. Could you jump in there as well at times, do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm a very versatile young man in the ruck, forward, pretty good off the bench sometimes as well. So in all seriousness, Fraser's really added that to his game the last couple of years. He won the best and fairest at East Perth last year, and we got great confidence in him as a tall forward, but also being able to pinch hit in the ruck for us and really work off his player around the ground.
Will, what was so impressive about Nathan's pre-season to date? He played a really good season last year and got some continuity in his body, but what was it about his pre-season that impressed you?
Probably his work rate around the footy. I think he's really taken his fitness to another level, and he's one of those guys that hasn't been able to string together year after year because of injuries in his past. I think he's played 20 or 30 games over 7 years there, and last year was just terrific to see him get on the track. So to be able to back that up with a really good pre-season, and yeah, he's gone out with an injury now, but he's really working hard and he's put himself in a position where when he's right to go, he's going to really add something to our game.
There's a pretty high level of skill among the draftees. What's been your thoughts on them, how they've been going?
Yeah, we've got a great mixture this year. We've got some really young zippy forwards in Liam, and well, we didn't draft Willie, but we didn't see much of him last year, so that's been really good. Some midfielders like Bubba, he's going really well, and Oscar's just coming back into the fold. So the tall guys we've got in Jared Brander and Oscar Allen are looking quite good as well. So it all just adds to our depth, and I think you'll see quite a lot of the young fellas come through this year.
Would there be a bit of a different look to that half-back line? We've seen Frankie Watson and guys like that, and Tom Cole doing quite well this summer? Yeah,
Frankie Watson and Tommy Cole's been going well. Jacko Nelson, who's played a bit of footy now, like I spoke about at the start of this, that those guys are really starting to challenge for spots, which is terrific for us as a back line. Shannon's getting on now, and he said that in the media himself, that you got to play every season like it's your last. So to have young guys come through and us still be here to help educate them, it's great. I've been really happy with how Frankie Watson and Tommy Cole have gone, especially. I think you'll see a lot of them earlier on in the year.
How's Eric McKenzie going?
Yeah, Eric's going well. He's still in the rehab group. He had surgery in the off season. It just didn't quite come up well for him. So I think they're getting pretty close to getting him back out on the track and training with us again. So there's just a couple of guys in that basket that'll just have to work really hard in rehab and put themselves in a position to, once the season's up and going, to really come in and make an impact for us.
And we've been admiring your hat game all summer. Can you talk us through the bucket hat? Do you think it's coming back? Or?
Yeah, there's no such thing as a healthy tan, so I've been trying to keep up with the motto from Cancer Council WA and keep sun smart. It's been good. I'm not sure Simo loves me training in it, but it's always good for a press conference. It's nice and hot out here today, so loving it. It's good. Down at Lathlain, actually, my wife's actually started a new Pilates business just around the corner, Studio Equilibre. It's been really good getting some of the boys through there before training, and down at Laker Cafe as well.